В машине.
Wars do not stop because of emotion. Wars stop because of reality. In recent days, one sentence has shaken the Western narrative. Donald Trump said Ukraine is losing. Not an analyst, not an active general, a senior American political figure. The sentence was simple. The impact was not. What did it mean? Why now? And what does it reveal about Russia on the front line? Let's break it down slowly, clearly. The Ukrainian battlefield did not collapse overnight. There was no dramatic breakthrough, no viral moment of total defeat. What exists instead is a pattern. Slow, consistent. Russia advances, hundreds of meters, a village, a key position. Then it stops, digs in, secures control. Days pass, weeks move forward. Ukraine withdraws in limited steps, not in panic, but under pressure. This is not blitzkrieg. This is a war of endurance, and in wars of endurance, Russia holds an advantage. Weapons production remains steady. Logistics function. Manpower continues to rotate. Russia is not flawless, but Russia is consistent, and consistency is power in long wars. Trump was not speaking as a neutral observer. He spoke as a politician, but a politician who reads trends. When he said Ukraine is losing, he was not pointing at a single map. He was pointing at direction. The direction of the war. The direction of cost. The direction of fatigue. From Trump's perspective, this war is no longer moving toward a Ukrainian victory. It is moving toward an expensive stalemate, and the United States is paying the price. Weapons, financial aid, global political pressure without a decisive outcome. Trump draws a blunt conclusion. This trajectory is unsustainable. Then came the pushback. From military officials, from the administration, they say the situation has not changed significantly. This is not deception. It is a difference of lenses. The military looks at today's map. Trump looks at tomorrow's direction. No primary defensive line has collapsed. No decisive defeat has occurred. But pressure continues to accumulate, and accumulated pressure is how strategic shifts begin. At the start of the war, the West had assumptions. Russia would run out of ammunition. Russia would be crippled by sanctions. Russia would collapse under isolation. That did not fully happen. Instead, Russia adapted. Military industry accelerated. Production increased. Drone warfare evolved. Russia learned from mistakes and kept moving. This is not a collapsing Russia. This is a Russia recalibrated for prolonged war, and that changes Western calculations. This war is not fought on American soil, but its costs are felt in Washington. Budgets swell. Public support fractures. Questions emerge. How long? For what purpose? With what result? Trump offers a harsh answer, but one many find honest. If Ukraine is losing momentum, why should America keep paying indefinitely? This is not about sympathy. This is about national interest. Trump does not say surrender. He does not need to. He says losing. In politics, that is code. Code for abandoning total military victory. Code for shifting toward diplomacy. Not because it is ideal, but because it is realistic. Negotiation is not victory, but it is an end to bleeding. At least that is the argument. On the front line, life looks different than in speeches. Civilians do not calculate geopolitics. They count days without shelling. In parts of eastern and southern Ukraine, the social reality is complex. Some civilians prioritize stability, whoever provides security. This is not propaganda. It is the psychology of prolonged war. War reshapes human priorities, and in territories under its control, Russia projects a message: order, administration, control. It is not perfect, but it exists. Trump uses humanitarian language, but with strategic intent. If a war cannot be won, why prolong it? Every day means casualties. Every week means destruction. This argument is powerful and difficult to dismiss, especially when Russia does not collapse. Will the United States abandon Ukraine? Not necessarily. Is the political direction shifting? Very likely. Trump is not state policy, but he reflects a growing sentiment. Patience is thinning. Costs are mounting. Battlefield realities can no longer be ignored. And Russia, whether welcomed or not, has demonstrated one undeniable fact. It cannot be broken quickly. It does not collapse under pressure alone. In wars of endurance, Russia remains standing. Trump's statement is not the end of the war, but it is a signal that the old narrative is cracking, a signal that reality is challenging ideology. The war may not be over, but how the West understands it is changing. And Russia, with all its controversy, has forced the world to confront a reality. This is not a short war. This is a war of resilience. And so far, Russia has shown it possesses that resilience. The question now is not who is morally right, but who can endure the longest, and who is willing to say, enough.